As Ghislaine Maxwell begins her time at a new facility, much of the public is reacting with disbelief at what many see as lenient treatment for someone convicted of such serious offenses. This sentiment is shared by her victims, their families, and people everywhere who believe in justice. On a recent episode of Real Time with Bill Maher, Colorado Congressman Jason Crow, known for his clear perspective and sharp wit, delivered a powerful and thought-provoking comment on the matter, especially highlighting former President Trump's long-standing ties to the case, leaving the audience both laughing and reflecting. On last night's episode of Real Time with Bill Maher, Representative Jason Crow delivered a sharply insightful remark about the polished public image of Donald Trump's close circle. We'll show you that moment in just a bit. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Congressman Crow, he's become known for his ability to deliver thoughtful, impactful commentary. Before we get to the clip, let's take a quick look back at one of his standout moments, his memorable critique of recent political figures, including a pointed exchange involving Tulsi Gabbard. That segment is coming up right after this.
I spent my life in service to this country. I deployed 3 times to combat in service to this nation. I learned in that time in service that responsibility is core to leadership. You accept responsibility when things go wrong. You admit mistakes. You set the standard from the very top. It is completely outrageous to me that administration officials come before us today with impunity, no acceptance of responsibility, excuse after excuse after excuse, while we send our men and women downrange to do incredibly difficult, incredibly dangerous things on our behalf. And yet, nobody is willing to come to us and say this was wrong. This was a breach of security and we won't do it again. It is outrageous and it is a leadership failure, and that's why Secretary Hegseth, who undoubtedly transmitted classified, sensitive operational information via this chain, must resign immediately. There can be no fixes, there can be no corrections until there is accountability, and I'm calling on the administration to move forward with accountability.
Up next is today's standout moment from last night's Real Time with Bill Maher. Representative Jason Crow delivered a witty remark that had the audience laughing, including a playful reference to former First Lady Melania Trump. Let's take a look.
Schumer is doing something called the Rule of 5. Never heard of this, but it's something that he can invoke to get them to release the Epstein files. They're having town halls to kind of fan the flame. Is this where the Democrats should be going with this?
Well, totally not. But, Trump has more pictures with Epstein than with Melania, so there's something there, right? And listen, well, there's something there, right? Well, he's clearly worried about it.
He's on tape saying he grabs pussies. The other guy's a pimp. They're going to be friends. That doesn't mean he did anything.
Look at the chronology of this. We're in session 2 weeks ago. We're voting. We're doing our thing in Washington. I go into the Hill. I walk over to the Capitol for a day of voting. I pull on the doors. They're locked. Mike Johnson had shut the place down. Right? He shut it down, literally sent us home because we were voting. Dems were forcing votes on this, and a couple of Republicans were going to join with us, and he knew that we were going to be able to pass a bipartisan bill to release the files. So, he forced me to do the only thing I could in the moment, and that was create a life-size cardboard Epstein, which of course I immediately put in front of the Capitol, and we're going to be pushing this hard.
In challenging times like these, humor, and yes, even a bit of satire, can be powerful tools to expose contradictions and double standards. So get ready, because we're diving in. Jagger, roll the promo. Coming up Wednesday, August 6th, a brand new episode of South Park continues the season's wild ride. Expect sharp takes, bold commentary, and of course, the show's signature edge. And now, let's get back to the main story, where accountability and courage are in the spotlight. Thanks for watching. And if you stuck around at the end, you can drop the blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I will see you soon.